Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got another awesome game from the Zotac Cup. It's actually between TSLRevival, who's playing as the pink Zerg under the Smurf, excuse me, and he's playing against BabyKnight, who is the red Protoss player in the lower right. The map is Ohana, and what does that really mean for us? Well, it's a ZvP. For a start, it's a really easy map to fast expand on for Protoss, so almost certainly going to see a forge fast expand out of Revival. Well, what can we expect from him? Probably a 14, maybe 15 pool. I think he'll probably go 15, just because there's not too much space around the back here to get cannoned in. It's not too much of a stress really trying to do anything there. I reckon 15 is what we'll go for, really early expansion here. And the nice thing about Ohana is while there are rocks blocking the entrance to your third, you can still take it, which for a Zerg, this doesn't matter too much. It just means he'll have to basically defend down lower or just pick off these rocks as quick as he can, but that's really what I expect to see. I actually like this map. I think it's nicely balanced. You've got quite an easy third to take. Your fourth base as well is quite interesting. You can either spread out, which I imagine you'll go for. You can also take a fourth down here, expanding closer to your opponent, but generally it's just nice. It's a nice map to play on. I really quite like it. I think it's quite balanced, so it'll be interesting to see what these players do. It is a best of 3 this game, so obviously whoever wins the first 2 games goes through. And this is game 1. There goes a 15 pool out of Revival, so that's kind of to be expected. So far though, we do just have this pile on the low ground. By the fact that BabyKnight is banking up just so many minerals, I'm expecting to see a Nexus first build out of him, especially because he's got this probe coming down at 300 minerals, is almost certainly going to be a Nexus first, and that perfectly fine on this map. It's an easy wall off, it's not a wide ramp or anything like that, so this is safe and it's better economically. Now, just for the sake of, well, to see what people think of it, I'm going to do like this opening bit at 2 times speed where not much happens. We'll still keep an eye on the different build orders. Obviously the third has come down here. Do let me know in the comment section if you like this sort of 2 times speed. Obviously it just makes it shorter when not much is really going on, and it feels quite a lot of the time which casters usually have to fill up. I won't do it for long, it will just really be kind of during the very early stages. Now this natural base for Revival will be taken at about 4 minutes 20ish, maybe a bit sooner depending what he chooses to do, but he's already got the Zerglings coming down there and the Queens, so 4 minute 20, pretty much bang on there, so good timing of everything there. We do have the Cybercore only just coming down now for BabyKnight. BabyKnight's also getting his chrono boosts out on the Nexus. That's a really big tell. The Overlord will spot these 2 gas. This is also a big tell that not much is coming in for quite a long time, because there's a lot of gas income coming out, and essentially this is all going pretty standard. Both these players gearing up for a more longer focused macro game. A sentry coming out first here from this gateway, all perfectly normal. Here comes down the robo facility. So I mean, these 2 gas places I'm teching up. I'm going to tech up a lot. The robotics facility, going to get an observer out first, almost certainly. Could see a warp gate. A warp prism, sorry, which is possible. Revival, who's getting up his 5th and 6th gas, or no, it's not actually. He will be getting up his 5th and 6th gas. He's on 5 at the moment. No, he's not. He hasn't actually taken gas at the main. So this is a bit peculiar. He's actually on 3 gases. So anyway, I'm going to slow this back down to pretty much normal speed now. So yeah, do let me know what you think of that. That would be really helpful to me. Anyway, we've got the robotics facility kicking out an Immortal now. So that's going to help clear out those rocks really quickly. We do have good creep spread, or relatively good creep spread at the moment from Revival. He's getting up his lair as well. Hasn't taken these gases in the main. And again, with only these 3 gases, there's not too much he can do. He has got his Roach Warren out at the moment, but he can't push up here too easily. Now that Immortal's out, it's going to become very easy to knock out those rocks. Immortals are very effective against rocks. 3 more gateways being added on that gets it up to 4 gates plus a robo. Very easily supported, but the fact that these rocks are coming down so early, that just screams, well, I'm going to be taking my third. There's this Overlord here though, checking for the timing on that third. Meanwhile, obviously these rocks are still up. It takes a lot for Zerg players to knock that out. You need Roaches. 8 on the way though, so's the +1 missile attack. Lair is done. Roach speed not yet started, so it'll be interesting to see what that lair is used for. There we go, roach speed. So looks like Revival is going to be going for quite a hefty roach push. He is, in terms of drones, up to 62. Needs about another 10 drones to be saturated, and then he'll pump all units. Creep spread is actually starting to lack a little now. I would like to see him moved out a bit faster, maybe an extra creep tumor. Really, where getting a purely creep queen early on is really good in my opinion, and something I love style-wise. So anyway, we'll wait and see. Now, this observer, going to see the gas just coming down now. One advantage of getting the gas over here first is it's probably not going to get scouted, so the gas timing can be quite confusing. Clearing out these rocks, so Revival clearly looking to take his 4th base quickly. He knows the 3rd for BabyKnight is on its way down. A Twilight Cancel being added on, so we're probably going to see some blink. Just taking a look around, not much else in terms of tech coming down at the moment. We've got, well, Ventricle Sacs. So we're going to have Overlord drop play come in, and that is awesome. We could see a drop play straight into the main base. I mean, it's quite easy to get up there. You can just load up and just drop down in this big open dead space. Do have a hallucinated Phoenix though, coming to look at everything. These roaches finally picking up these rocks rather between the natural and 3rd. Macro Hatch coming down to the 3rd base. This is all very, very standard play. The hallucinated Phoenixes are getting taken down. And obviously there is that Overseer there as well. So in terms of production, well, a lot more gateways being added on now. That's, well, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gateways already on the field. So 6 gateways in the row. Both the Twilight Council isn't actually researching anything yet. Purely seems to have been gotten for the extra upgrades together, plus 2 ground weapon upgrades. No blink yet. Actually, as I say, a blink has started, but this is a large group of roaches. But obviously there is a photon cannon here. There's the 2 immortals and an awful lot. Oh my god, there's a lot of sentries there. So there's just so many force fields. That army can be cut up any and every way that BabyKnight wants to. But I mean, to be honest, I think we're just going to see a big Overlord drop coming. We've got Overlords moving down. Obviously, Overlord Speed just finished. The Ventricle Sacs has just finished as well. But there's that Phoenix, that hallucinated Phoenix, could give away everything. And, well, it's kind of telling when you move your entire army over what's going on. But the Phoenix, that's just sitting on top. And it's a good move here by Revival, pulling back. Because obviously the Phoenix, it can see everything. And you don't really want to be giving away that you're about to drop into their main base. But this Phoenix has seen all of these Overlords. And here's exactly why you want to be careful engaging this. Because, well, those force fields, absolutely perfect. And that's just some free roaches. There was a gateway taken down there though, so that's not too bad. And essentially, how is BabyKnight can defend this? Because Revival, he is maxed out. I think he's maxed out pretty much completely on roaches with only a couple of Zerglings in there. The 4 macro hatches are down. He's in a great spot. This is really very similar to kind of 12-minute max out by Stefano. But now this Immortal is going to get focused down. There is just the 1 sentry there. All the other units were in the main base expecting a drop to come down, but of course the roaches are now in a great spot. This 3rd base for BabyKnight is looking really, really, really badly defended. Obviously those force fields to prevent the army coming up are also preventing BabyKnight's defense coming down. A lot of probes getting picked off. All the gateways have been depowered, so that's going to really hurt reinforcements. And essentially, I'd like to see, well, he's maxed out, he's reinforcing, he's got loads of money, so he might as well just keep pushing right now and deal any and all damage he can. Plus 2 missile attacks are on the way. That's against already plus 2 ground weapons on the Stalkers and Immortals. And this push is going to get cleaned up, but still just look at the reinforcements streaming in. 20 roaches in production at once, and that was not fun at all. Only one of those gateways getting repowered there. So that's not fun in the slightest. Were there any workers killed? 20 workers killed there. So if we look at the work count, it's 53 to 67. And now we've got wave 2 of this push coming in. These sentries, they do still have energies for force fields. They've got relatively good energy all around there, but I mean, to be honest, another gateway goes down, and Revival is playing this so methodically. He's really hurting the production. He could actually go in for a drop sometime soon if he did want to. He is loading up, looking like he's ready to load up. He's getting all the roaches over here. But the one thing he needs to be careful of is the BabyKnight doesn't pull all of his units back. He does have these Stalkers here. The Stalkers have blinked down. They are going to pick off an Overlord, which again, an Overlord for free, that's nothing to be worried about. It's good on BabyKnight's part. Anything for free is good. Some burrowed roaches actually up in here. I didn't actually realise the Tunneling Claws. No, it's not. So they must have actually been dropped up. So I didn't notice that. But now this 3rd base again looking to be in a lot of trouble. Those roaches pushing forward as best they can. But here come the sentries. The force fields were pretty much wasted. 1 roach for 4 force fields is not really worth it. The 4th base on its way down now for Revival. And Revival is just dominating at the moment in terms of map control. Now here we go. He is loading up all of these roaches into the Overlords. And, well, we're going to see a huge drop come down. And BabyKnight's units are really out of position. He's trying to add on more gateways. But where is this dropper going to go? He's going to go for the natural, is he going to go for the main, or is he going to go for the third, just right on top of all the units? Looks like he's just going to come in and try and drop on top of the units. The Phoenix will see this coming though, and what will Revival do? Will he just decide to drop here, or will he just go for it? No, looks like he's going to go for it. A Hydrogen on the way. Great choice, and here we go. Everything is now just being dropped out over and above these force fields, which is never fun because you're about to have a lot of units on top of you, and that is definitely not the way you want it to go. But obviously dropping out one at a time, these Stalkers and Immortals are doing a great job of cleaning it all up at the moment, but of course once these forces start getting overwhelming, it becomes a problem. So many sentries going down here, but Revival, he's lost a lot of Overlords, so he's actually supply blocked quite heavily. One Immortal still up, that's really quite essential to making this work, but I mean, these roaches at the back, they're picking off all these gateways. That's another gateway goes down, so 3 gateways picked off. That's really hurting BabyKnight's production. If you look at the loss tab, actually still pretty close, only 2,000 more resources lost for Revival than BabyKnight, so actually engaging quite cost effectively. Now, these Hydras are going to be so effective because Hydras demolish gateway units. Crazily so, and the robotics bay only just on its way out now for BabyKnight, and that's going to cause him a lot of problems. If there's a big Roach Hydra push, it's going to absolutely destroy this army that BabyKnight has at the moment. The +2 missile attacks done, +2 ground carapace on its way for Revival. He's got his 4th place up. If we look at the work count, 70 to 58, pretty much where Revival will want it to be. Now just adding on more roaches to soak up damage. This is a really scary army for BabyKnight to deal with, and obviously Revival, he's now maxed out completely, and with these Hydras, they're just going to shred this army so quickly, and especially if it gets caught out of position, but there goes down some good force fields, but every force field spent now is a force field that's not there later. And essentially those force fields are going to be like gold dust, and kind of boosting out this Colossi and also the extended thermal lance. That absolutely essential to holding off this push. The Colossi, the only thing that can deal effectively with the Hydras, but in comes a drop to the main, and there is nothing here at all, so all of those roaches are going to be able to get out, and it'll be interesting to see if he uses these overlords to pick up the rest of the army as well, or if he just tries to pick up as much as he can. But more gateways coming down. This is a really hard ramp to push up. So it'll be interesting to see how BabyKnight tries to go for this, but at the moment those Stalkers just coming 2 at a time again, completely shredded by those Hydralists. A couple of Zealots are on their way out, but again this is not looking fun. But here's the Colossi, that is going to be essential, willing to stay up, because if that goes down there's going to be big problems. The rest of Revival's army is being dropped into the main now. So many gateways getting picked up, a second Colossi is out, and well, all while that is up, Revival has got problems because Hydras absolutely melt to Colossi. But still, we've got to see BabyKnight have good control. He's about to lose one if he's not really careful. Getting very low on HP, and all of the Stalkers are pretty much now cleaned up. There's so much stuff here for Revival at the moment, but here comes all of those Sentries and Immortals into the mix. But this main is going to get taken down, and it is still a mining base, but the Colossi finishing up on quite a few of the Hydras, and for the moment this push isn't looking like it's going to be able to take out the base. Absolute money force fields coming out there. That Colossi amazingly staying up. One has fallen already, but so far it looks like BabyKnight's going to be able to hold this. But if you look at the supply, Revival is basically remaxed behind this. He's pushing with the 3rd, and that's a long way to come back to defend. All of these gateways getting picked off, gateway after gateway, so hurting the production for BabyKnight. I mean, he's still got 2 robotics facilities, but he's down to what is 3 gateways, I believe. So 3 gateways, obviously not enough to produce effectively, and we've got the Spire coming out now, we've got the Hive on its way. I'm not sure if Pathogen Glands is done, let's find the infestation, but no Pathogen Glands hasn't been started yet, so that Spire purely to get Corruptors out, ready to basically deal with these Colossi. We've got some roaches down here ready for a drop. It may go down, but this is what BabyKnight has to be really careful of. He doesn't want to be engaging in the middle of the map where Revival can get a nice big surround. But in come the roaches, they do get past the force fields. Are any of these Colossi going to go down? No, they're just managing to focus on all of the Zerg's army, and actually now it's up to 4. This is going to become a lot harder to deal with until those 10 Corruptors pop, so wisely we will see Revival pull back and just play a bit more defensively, because now the 5 Colossi on the field are going to absolutely shred any ground army that Revival throws at it. We do have a roach drop in the main though, and that is the main's Nexus down, and what more can it do? If it could come in here and pick off a couple of units, or even just a couple of probes, that'd be really irritating. What will Revival choose to go for? Will it be the probes? It will, and just look at all those probes going down ever so quickly. The Colossi are back though, Meanwhile, that's allowing Revival time to get up the Corruptors and effectively get in a good spot. Now we will see Revival taking up his 5th base here, and he's in just such a good spot, and he's actually forced BabyKnight down onto 2 bases, but BabyKnight still has all his key tech, and those 5 Colossi cannot be underestimated, and there's 2 more on the way as well. Those Colossi are going to become so effective. The corrupt count needs to be super high to deal with them. May actually need a couple more out. 2/2 upgrades for the Roaches against +2 weapons, 0 armor upgrade for BabyKnight's ground units. And here we go, we've got those Roaches coming in, roach speed on creep, very effective. The Corruptors are in there, and they're going to get 1 Colossi down super quick. What about the rest? Well, the Roaches are spread out quite nicely, but they are getting taken down. But all while those Corruptors are taking out the Colossi, then obviously the Remax from Revival is going to be absolutely devastating for BabyKnight. And well, a lot of those Corruptors do get out. There were 10 down to 8 now, so only 2 Corruptors lost there. The 5th base is now just popping, and well, this is just a great spot for Revival. He's got the +3 missile attack. There is this 4th Colossi though, and 4 Colossi is a really nice money number to have. It just shreds Roaches, it obviously completely decimates Zerglings and Hydralisks as well, but to be honest, I'm actually starting to feel like BabyKnight is in a good spot. He's getting a lot more aggressive. The one thing he has to be careful of is not losing these Colossi too quickly, but in come the Corruptors, and just look at how quickly they're all going down. But the Colossi shredding all of those Roaches first. The bank for Revival rather, really low. The Corruptors, they're all coming down, and now all the Corruptors have been taken out by the Stalkers. These 2 Colossi are going to be absolutely raining havoc down, and well, this is not looking good all of a sudden for Revival. Yes, he's got more supply, but these 2 Colossi are just absolutely destroying everything. The Queen's even being pulled now, and really this is going to be just so close, but these 13 reinforces Roaches could make or break this game. The Stalker numbers getting very low for BabyKnight now. And all while Revival can afford to just keep producing and remaxing, he's going to be absolutely fine. +3 missile attack is about 1/3 done as well now, and essentially these Colossi are the only thing causing problems, but there's a couple of Roaches here, and all while the Roaches are engaging the Colossi one at a time, then they're going to be absolutely happy because they can take just so many hits. The Stalkers are coming back to get out of the way, but we will see more Roaches on their way out, trying to just run away the best they can. And what is Revival trying to do? He's waiting for more Roaches to pop. He's trying to get a nice little entrapment in here. May actually go quite well, except a lot of the Roaches are just in the centre of the map still. These 2 Colossi just being such a pain to deal with, and essentially what can Revival do? He's just got to keep going forward. He does manage to pick off one of those Colossi, and once that second one goes down, he's going to have a much nicer time in order of dealing with it. But grappling forward to surround those Roaches, and well, this is really close now. I would not like to call it. Obviously, BabyKnight is the aggressor in this situation. Revival does have the defender's advantage, but he is struggling with tech. He doesn't have that infestation for anymore. He doesn't have any tier 3 units. That +3 missile attack is still a good 25 seconds away, and essentially Revival needs to deal with this push before then. But with what? He's just getting Roaches after Roaches, doing a good job of dealing with the Stalkers though, trying not to engage that Colossi directly, but with Blink those Stalkers are so difficult to deal with. 13 more Roaches are on their way out, and essentially by pulling this army so far back, it's giving Revival time to really get more Roaches out, get more units on the field ready to deal with any kind of counter push. But in comes all of Revival's, well, all of BabyKnight's army to come and take out the 4th base of Revival. Those drones are going to make a quick getaway though. Where are they transferring to? That'll be a big tell. Doesn't really matter because this hatchery is gone. There's no way to hold that up. Here come out all of the additional Roaches though. And it doesn't take a genius to say that army does not look as scary as this one. Admittedly, currently BabyKnight has no more production. He is pulling all of his probes, it would appear. He's mined out his natural. Where's he even going with these probes? I don't know, but we've got big engagement in the middle, some great force fields, picking off more Roaches, but still, the longer this goes on, the more Revival's able to reproduce. He's got so many drones, way oversaturated at his 5th base. His 4th base is nearly mined out. His natural does have a couple of mineral patches left, but obviously no hatchery, and this is just getting completely crazy. Both players nearly completely broke. Revival does have a huge amount of gas, but here we go. We've got a big little engagement here, and well, The sentries, they're going down pretty damn quick. That's no more force fields there. The roaches do have that +3 missile attack done now. The +2 armor really helping, and the stalker numbers are dwindling. They're getting low. The Colossi goes down. That is absolutely huge and so in favor of Revival now, and essentially just a couple of stalkers. This is not fun. All the probes are getting taken down, and I do believe Revival has done it. He should take game 1 now, unless something terrible happens, but obviously the upgrade advantage is there for Revival, and BabyKnight, he's really on the ropes. This one Colossi popping out could help him quite a bit. A good force field there. Really, BabyKnight doing absolute impeccable play at the moment in terms of trying to stay in this as long as he can. Even the probes getting involved in the fight, but what you've got to remember is this is the last mineral patch available to BabyKnight, and once that's gone, well, Revival, he's got the income, he's got this base mining. Could take the gas there though, that'd be helpful. He's retaking this 4th base, and here we go, we've got the roaches coming in, and judging by the supply, there is the GG from BabyKnight, and game 1 goes to Revival. So stay tuned for game 2. I'll make sure that they are together, and well, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in just a second for game 2.